Do you know how much money you have in your house right now? What if you could leverage that to buy your next dream home, your remodel, or even invest? Get the answers in this month's Suffield, Connecticut Housing Market Update. I'm Stephanie Salerno, a local realtor in Suffield, Connecticut, licensed in Connecticut and Massachusetts, here to give you the latest scoop on the housing market. But first, let's take a look at what's been happening in Suffield. For Suffield, in December, 16 homes were sold, and that was up 78% from December of 2023. 9 new listings came on the market, and that was actually up 200%. The sales price to list price ratio was 100.5%, and that's actually up 2% from 2023. The average sale price per square foot was $227, and that's up 15%. December's average sale price was $543,000, and that's down 18% from 2023. And the average days on market was 49, and that's actually down 51% from 2023. And December's month supply of inventory was 1.12 months, and that's actually down 54% from December of 2023 and down from 2.2 months in November of 2024. And how that works is 6 months is considered a balanced market. So anything more than 6 months is a buyer's market, and anything less than 6 months is a seller's market. So December being at 1.12 months is very much still in a seller's market locally. And that's even lower than we saw the year prior. It is seasonally appropriate for inventory to be a little lower around the holidays. And I still do think we were seeing the effects from the election where people were maybe waiting to put their house on the market, which is actually pretty common in an election year. Now, before I go any further, if you find this information useful, please hit that subscribe button below to be alerted for all future Suffield, Connecticut housing market updates. Now, today, I want to dive into one of my favorite topics, equity. It is such a powerful tool that you have right now as a homeowner, and you have gained record gains over the past 5 years when it comes to equity in your house. So let's start with this quote right here. The average homeowner with a mortgage now has $319,000 of equity in their home, of which $207,000 is tappable. So what that means when they say tappable is that homeowners have tremendous equity right now, and there's still a very large portion they can use and still be in a positive equity position. And that's just what we're going to talk about today, of how you can use that equity to help reach your goals. First, I want to give you a couple more stats right now because I think it's really powerful data. And these are all from NAR and CoreLogic, and they say, nationally, average homeowner equity remains near historical peak at over $311,000. Over the past decade, the typical homeowner has accumulated $201,600 in wealth solely from price appreciation. A typical homeowner accumulated $147,000 in housing wealth in the last 5 years, and for the third quarter of 2024, the average U.S. homeowner gained approximately $5,700 in equity during the past year. That is massive. That is game-changing. Now, real estate being a local business, I'm going to give you some maps here in a moment. But first, I want to discuss why did we have such major equity gains? And I'm going to focus on 2 big reasons. The first one is people are staying in their homes longer. Looking back to 1985, between 1985 and 2008, the average homeowner was staying in their house about 6 years. Then what happened in 2008 is people started staying in their homes a little longer. Maybe they were underwater or needed to recoup what happened during the Great Recession. But so we've got this pattern of people really staying in their homes a bit longer. And then once we saw prices rebound, the longer you stay, the more you pay down your mortgage, and the more prices rose over time, and then people gained more equity. Now, if we look at 2009 to 2004, the average tenure of a homeowner was 9.3 years. So homeowners are staying longer and gaining more equity as they do. Now, the second reason is price appreciation. Over the last 5 years, the average national price appreciation was almost 60%. So home prices have gone up almost 60%, or 57.4% over the past 5 years. We saw that happen since 2020, where inventory got super tight and buyer demand exceeded buyer supply and prices rose. There was a lot of home price appreciation that happened. And now, looking at Connecticut and even Massachusetts, we see here that Connecticut actually outpaced the national average at 67.3% and Massachusetts at 55.7%. Now, if we zoom out even further and we go back to 1991, over the past 30 years, we can see that home prices have rose over 320%. And again, if we're looking at Connecticut and then Massachusetts, Connecticut, since since 1991 has seen price appreciation at 191.1% and Massachusetts at 357.1%. So what does this home price appreciation translate to? Well, it translates to equity. This is a look at homeowners' equity gains from CoreLogic, and it's just over the past year. The national average is about $5,700 over the past year, and we can see this looks very different in different parts of the country. So now we're sitting here in Connecticut, and where we're seeing the average homeowner gained about $19,000, and our neighbors in Massachusetts gained about $25,000. But if you look at Hawaii, for example, homeowners were at negative $34,000 when it comes to equity over the past year. But why is this? Well, different things are happening in different parts of our country that impacted homeowners in different pockets in different ways. And now even we're also seeing where some areas were overbuilt with new construction and weren't as challenged with inventory as we're seeing in the Northeast. And to go back with what I was talking about inventory earlier is that we are at 1.12 months inventory in Suffield. So we are incredibly low inventory, and that's keeping upward pressure on pricing. Now, if you look at this chart here, what this shows is Americans are sitting on tremendous equity. Almost 70% have paid off their mortgage or have at least 50% equity as of Q3 2024. So that's adding the green section and the blue section together on this chart. And that's a significant number of homeowners. And this equity can truly be a game changer for you. This quote from Freddie Mac says, total household net worth has increased by approximately $44 trillion or $332,000 per household since 2020, Q4 19 to Q 2024. Of that, boomer overall wealth increased by $19 trillion or $486,000 per household, half of which is due to house price appreciation. So what does this really mean? Well, looking at $486,000 per household, half of which are due to price appreciation. People have been in their house for quite some time. We see the tenure has increased and we've seen significant price appreciation over a period of time. So there are great things that people can do with their equity. For example, if you're thinking of retiring, but you're not really sure how to leverage the cash to do that, tapping into your equity could play a major role as you're sitting on a major asset. So maybe downsizing or moving into a less expensive area, and then maybe you could even be an all-cash buyer or put a significant amount of money down on your next purchase. And then maybe that could even open up some cash flow that could help facilitate your retirement. So your equity could be a really powerful tool in helping you reach your goals. So how else could equity be a game changer for you? Well, certainly we kind of touched on that. It could help facilitate your next move. Your equity could help you cover your down payment on your next home, or maybe you could even be an all-cash buyer. But really digging in to see how you could leverage your equity could help fuel your next move. Or maybe there's that big renovation on your home that you've been considering. Maybe you're thinking of renovating your kitchens or your bathrooms or adding that home office, or maybe even just some smaller home projects that you've been wanting to accomplish. Your equity could provide the funds to help you accomplish those projects that will help actually increase your home's value and help you enjoy it even more as you're living there until you're ready to make your next move. There's just so many options. Maybe you want to start a business and you can use your equity to help start and become an entrepreneur. My point here is the possibilities are endless, and the amount of equity you're sitting on today is really impactful. So what's the bottom line? Whether you're thinking of selling, upgrading, or simply want to understand your options, your home equity is a powerful resource. So if you're wondering what equity you've gained or how you can use that equity, let's connect, as I'd love to help you explore the possibilities. And if you want a quick opinion of what your home is worth, click that link below for an instant home evaluation. And if you're worried about how to sell and buy at the same time, it can be done. We have systems and strategies in place to help you make a seamless move. As a local realtor in Suffield, Connecticut, I strive to provide you with the local insights so you can navigate our market with confidence. If you found this information useful, please give us a like or share it with a friend. And all right, this is your January Suffield, Connecticut housing market update. Hope you're having a great start to the new year, and we'll see you next month. Bye.